Hey, do we even know what we're doing on this thing anymore? I mean, it's been so many days.
What is this character?
Zip zap zoop. It's what I'm doing to counteract the fact that I am deeply depressed.
Woo! We're going down in
Woo!
a spiral.
You know what it is? Real, I
What's
figured
that?
it out. Birthday's coming up, making me
Oh.
sad.
The big 4-1. I mean, why would you be sad about that? Or do
I
you
don't
feel
think
like
okay, full disclosure, I do not believe that it is anything to do with the number that I'm turning.
Mhm.
But I do think that not having concrete birthday plans is bumming me out.
Oh, so you're just upset that you don't have birthday plans. You aren't worried about your mortality or anything like
You know
that.
I'm
Like you
really
aren't
looking forward to my mortality. You know I'm looking forward to that. The greatest gift of all. Though that's fucked up. I can't say
Mhm.
that. Just kidding.
Yeah, it's messed up.
I don't know.
No,
Am I kidding? I don't know. What's wrong with me? I'm mentally ill.
it's not funny. It's not anything to joke about. I hope that your health is well. I hope that
Shut
your
the
mental
fuck up. Don't do that. It's so insincere. Ah.
Meanwhile, not I think not 4 hours ago, I was also saying I'm deeply, deeply depressed.
Deeply,
Deep.
deeply. Listen, this is
Mhm.
no way to come back after a 2-week hiatus that I didn't even announce. I just said I'm not recording for 2 weeks. Listen, guys, I had a lot going on. I had people visiting, and it really, it turns out I cannot multitask anymore. I
Yeah,
can't.
people
I can't do
visiting.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
people visiting. Oh,
yeah. My
because
friend
I've
was visiting for a week.
yeah. I mean, so you took a vacation with her.
I need you to fucking cool it and watch your goddamn tone, okay? First of all, I did go on a little trip to Cape May, but I
Uh-huh.
will say this that I think I have to give our mom a lot of props because when we were growing up, whenever we had people visiting from like and this was also our father's doing because he was
Yeah.
like Mr. Host with the most. But
Hmm.
like, our parents were always hosting people and they were always like the entertainment house. And when I first got married at like 25, I thought that I wanted to be that person and I
Hmm.
did. Remember, I used to throw those like insane Super Bowl parties and like with
Yeah.
so many people and cook food from scratch and throw those holiday dinners. I loved that shit. I enjoyed it. But as I get older, now I'm, as we said, reaching the end of my 41st trip around the sun.
Hmm.
I feel that I no longer have the energy to even sometimes stay up past 9 o'clock. It's 8:38 right now, and I am powering down. And like our parents came to America in their fucking 40s. Our dad was
Hmm.
almost 50. 50. And then
He
they
was
were like
50 when he moved here.
hosting these grand parties.
Yeah.
Huge parties. I mean, no wonder their health is on the rocks because they were doing all kinds of fuck ass shit. You know what I mean? Which wasn't fuck ass. It was really lovely
Yeah.
and
It
so
was
generous.
really
And
nice. It
their
was a
house
lovely
was so nice.
childhood.
Well, it was a lovely time. It was really fun to always have people visiting and stuff. But like I had a cousin visiting one weekend and then like the next weekend I had another cousin visiting and then the week after that I had a friend visiting. And it was like also want to say full disclosure, lovely people, loved them to death. Nobody was difficult. Everybody was kind and super chill and go with the flow. But me, I think I need time to recuperate.
I think what I've discovered in my older age is I really appreciate having a routine. And if
Mhm.
anything kind of changes that routine even a little bit, I lose my shit. I think I start sweating. I think my nervous system starts kicking in. I can't handle it.
Mhm.
That's the thing. And I like my routine is pretty like busy. It's a pretty busy
No,
routine.
it's a
I
very
got to
you
do a
got a
lot.
whole thing. You got a whole thing. You're
I got to
taking
do a whole
care of
thing, right?
a person.
But
Yeah.
but like if you just add like I don't know, like somebody's coming some cousin is coming to visit, and if that cousin, God forbid, stays past like 9:45 p.m., I'm done. I'm done with them personally. I'm done with them emotionally. They're dead to me. At that point, I'm just like, hey, buddy, when are you gonna go? When are you gonna leave?
You know what happened? I think, and I'm just going to go ahead and blame my husband cuz why not? I think what happened is that he created too safe an environment to be
Yeah,
myself.
of course. A
And
man's it's the man's fault.
it's his problem. He created our house is too cozy.
Yeah.
Our the environment is too chill. I am too turned off basically. Like I don't have to be on for the people, you know?
Mhm.
I'm just like laying around doing nothing. I don't have to deal with my resting bitch face. They're just like, that's what my sometimes Noah's like, are you sad? And I'm like, no, that's just my face. Like, cause it's fine, because it's a safe space where like that's
Mhm.
acceptable. And I think that the more time I have to be fully myself, the less time I want to do things where I'm feeling like I need to put something on. And the thing is, every single person that I got to see and spend time with over the last few weeks, they are not, none of them are people that I feel like I need to put on a persona for at
Mhm.
all. Like they're fully people that like will lay around the couch with me and like scroll on the phone, right? But I do think that there is just something about being with your core people, your home routine and your core people doing absolutely fuck all, you
Mhm.
know? And I will say it doesn't help that I am still catching up on laundry from like 4 weeks ago.
Oh.
That really just ugh, bane of
How
my
do you not do
existence.
how do you not do laundry for 4 weeks? That's crazy.
Oh no, I do laundry. It's just that there's so much of it because
Okay.
I couldn't do the same amount of laundry that I regularly do because I didn't have the time. So then I fell by there was a backlog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's what happened. What do you think? I'm disgusting? I'm
I
just
don't
like
know.
there's everybody just walking around the
Yeah,
house with turned inside out underwear.
I have
Ew.
no idea. 4 weeks of laundry is crazy.
No, no, it's nuts. But anyway, long story short, I'm about to turn 41, feeling a little depressed, want to be home, just kind of want a hermit. But you know what doesn't help is just everything around us.
Mhm.
It feels especially sad and I don't know why. Do you feel like it's especially sad? Is it in our heads? Are we unwell?
I think the entire country is unwell. I think a lot of people are feeling very morose. I
Mhm.
think the
Oh,
summer
that's a good
started
word.
Yeah. I think the summer started off, I think, pretty happy overall. And
Mhm.
I'm yeah, this is just how this is my recollection of it. I think the city was popping because of the Knicks one. Everybody was really happy. And then I think something happened. Like August has sucked. August has just
August.
been
Ugh. It really has. I think that's what it is. Something about
yeah,
August made me go, yuck. You know what doesn't help is that the fucking spirit Halloweens are already out and about town.
yeah. And the
I don't
pumpkin
like
spice
that.
coffee at the
Mm-mm.
you can already get pumpkin spice at like Quick Check and Wawa, which is crazy. I saw it on
Yeah.
August 10th, which is insane.
It's
It's too early.
disgusting. It's too early. You're rushing us. I also feel like everybody's online and I hate online now. I hate online. I hate online. Hot take.
Um, what about the summers? Like, how does the kids going back to school impact your mood? How does that work as an adult? Because I
Well,
haven't had that experience.
currently it's stressing me out because it's looming ahead, right?
Hmm.
There's like 3 weeks left and so I have to make sure that they're like prepared for the upcoming school year. So like school supplies and new clothes and new sneakers and all that stuff. So I have to make time to do all that too. So there's that. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say something and I hate myself for it, but I think what's also depressing me is I've only gone on the airplane once this year. And I can't go on more trips because we're in a war with Iran.
uh,
Anyway, good episode. Well, nice catching up with everyone. I hope everyone's doing really good. Hey, have you seen any new? I will say, okay, we talked about the depression. I want to share something that made me really, really happy this last week, and it
mhm.
really brought me a lot of joy. And I was like, we got to go back to doing some more of that. It like felt to me like time was. It felt like I went back in time, and it was that we did a movie theater night with me,
Mhm.
my husband, and our 2 kids, and we went to go see a lovely fun movie called The End of Oak Street with Ewan
Mhm.
McGregor and Annie Hathaway. Right here in Millburn, New Jersey's Annie Hathaway. And it was, Raheel, a fucking delight. You would love the shit out of that movie.
Your husband said it was the best dino movie since the first Jurassic Park. Was
Yeah,
his review? Yeah.
correct. Correct. It is a dino movie. Not to be confused with Paw Patrol, the new movie that's coming out. That's also a dino movie. So
So, is
don't
it
get your
Papa Joe's
tickets
dogs?
mixed up. Mhm. Yep. Anyway, so it is a dinosaur movie and it's like set in the 80s. So there's like a level of nostalgia, but something about the way that it was filmed felt like I was watching like E.T. for the first
Mm.
time or something. It was really lovely. And I've been realizing, at least in the last 2 weeks, you know what? I'm having a breakthrough in this very moment. Can I share it with you? Well, I'm
Yes.
going to.
Yeah.
You have no choice. I'm on mic. Um, I think what's happened is like in the last 2 weeks, I was working, but like I took a good amount of days from work. And so like I wasn't in front of a computer. And because I was with friends, I found myself not really being on my phone a lot, right? But the reality was that after they left, I did feel like I needed to get in front of a screen and get caught up. And I think something about the reliance on getting in front of a screen to get caught up really fucking bummed me out. I think that's what's really like making me sad is that there was this like disconnect from like the internet for a little while and like relying on our day to day of like sitting in front of a screen and being like clickety clacking and sending emails and sending messages. And there was something really nice about just like not being attached to that. And I think I immediately knew that as soon as I got home, it's like I don't just need to catch up on laundry. I also need to turn on a fucking laptop or go on, various apps or even like the account for this podcast and like catch up and like see what's going on and what did I miss in pop culture and what did we miss in sports and who is playing with whom's I don't know. But like there's all these things that I felt like I needed to catch up on that I felt like immediately behind and I don't like the feeling of feeling behind, but the reality is I didn't really fall behind, did I? It's just that
Not,
like the world has made me feel that if I don't if I don't immediately check back in that somehow there is that feeling of being left behind. Oh my god, is this what they're saying about women being left behind when AI expands? Have you seen
what
that?
is? I have not seen it.
They're like woman left behind by AI because like women are not using AI. So then they started paying all
I did
these
see that.
celebrities to be like, ladies, we got to be using AI, girl. Ladies be using AI, and everybody was like, what? They're like, women aren't using enough AI, and ladies, if we don't use it, you don't want to fall behind. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I don't want to make a Studio Ghibli picture of my family. I'm good. I'm all set. Um, but that's I think that I am woman left behind by the internet right now. And I think
I
it's okay.
So let me ask you a question. So when you went back to your screen, right? Did it feel
Mhm.
like sickly sweet? Like did it feel like you were on a health kick and then right away you were, you broke that with like a bag of Doritos? You know how you feel kind of sick right away? Is that what it felt like? Was there news that you caught up on where you're like, "Oh man, I can't believe I missed this." And I would have enjoyed living online in the moment when it happened. Like I don't think
None of that
none
happened.
of it.
None of it happened. I logged on to my work laptop and I said, "Oh, brother." And then I went online and I said, "Yuck." And that was kind of it. And I was like, "Oh man, everything is bad and I only want to talk to real people and like I only want to spend time with human beings." Am I better than everyone?
I like how this started some 13 minutes ago with you talking about your depression spiral.
I'm just kidding, you
And
guys.
within 14
I have
minutes,
2 modes. I have 2
you,
modes, as we all know. One mode is deep self-loathing, and the other one is extreme narcissism.
a
So
psychopath. There's a psychopath line that runs through both of them.
it's a Venn diagram. They're like
Yeah.
this person, and the Venn diagram of psychopathy
Psychopath.
is is a one
Psychopathy.
circle. Anyway, sorry, go
Uh,
ahead.
I don't know what I was saying. I lost
Oh,
you. A
no, you were
psychopath.
saying you were saying did I feel like when I logged back on, did I
Yeah.
feel like I was
Did
yeah.
you
No,
did
I
you feel
didn't.
like you again?
No.
Nothing exciting. Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
online every day. Like I
Mhm.
read the news every day. I
Mhm.
take in way too much content. I watch way too much YouTube and all those things, right? I can't imagine being somebody on social media right now. Like it would be insane. And by the way, like the people that I do know that I see on social media all the time are slowly getting more insane in my life. Like I do see that in my day-to-day
Oh,
life.
it's getting bad, you guys. People are
Yeah.
getting crazy. Like Threads used to be so fun, and now I feel like you go on Threads and you're like, I had a peanut butter sandwich today, and they're like, well, I'm allergic to nuts. I'm sorry, I didn't know. I didn't know. I'm so sorry. I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to eat that. That's how it is. Like people, did I tell you that somebody got mad at me and about like a game of, I told you about the Game of Thrones thing where I called Rhaenyra Kwame Targaryen and somebody was like, I said first of her name and they said she's not the first of her name. And I said, "No, I don't think anybody in the Game of Thrones world has the middle name Kwame." And then they said, "Why would she have the middle name Kwame?" And I said, "I don't think you understand the joke." And then they said, "To be fair, I don't watch the show and English is not my first language." And I was like, "What? What are we doing here? What is going on?"
Was this a listener?
No, it was like a random person who like didn't
Mm,
follow me, came across my Threads post and just like commented on it. And I was just like, uh there is this thing, right? Of like the internet has made us too accessible to each other and the
mhm,
audacity with which like people speak to everybody online. It's like it's very entitled and it's kind of rude and it's almost like it's rooted in like it's like the worst people coming up to you and screaming in your face and you're like, "Whoa." It's like honestly reminds me a little bit of like what it was like in my teens, late teens, early 20s working in retail.
mhm.
You're like, "Don't take it out on me. I'm just working here." Like that's how it feels like everybody is approaching the internet and the world with like this Karen customer service energy for like no reason at all. Well, I know what the reason is. I think the reason is that we feel like we can't control anything in the world. So then we go online and we just yell at people. But it does soil the internet a little bit, you know?
I think overall, when you think about the internet now, right, and just kind of like the online thing, I would say like up until maybe 10, 15 years ago, and I still think, I mean, obviously, it is a very useful tool, right? It's a
Yeah.
very useful tool, and the ability to connect to people, like you and I are old enough to like remember like how exciting it was when we had ICQ. Remember
Mhm.
ICQ
Mhm.
and AIM
Mhm.
and all those things, right? And like you talk to like your cousins overseas and all that stuff, and it was amazing, and it was like it was actually exciting that we had this thing. I think now in general, it's not just online. Like anytime you talk to people, I think we're all skeptical, and
Yeah.
we're skeptical because of we've seen a lot of bullshit. We've seen the internet go bad. We've seen a lot of people. I mean, we've seen like the downfall of a lot of people, but we've also seen like a lot of injustice and like the
Mhm.
fact that like you hear about like you think that, oh, okay, like news comes out about somebody doing something bad now, and now you have this, like, we grew up with this sense of like, well, something is gonna happen to that person, and now it does happen a little bit, but then they get to come back also. So I think we're just all just kind of we're soiled on the online experience, and I think we all just need a wash.
We need a big wash. I also like I will be honest, I primarily use my phone for unfortunately, thanks to you, Monopoly Go.
Yeah.
Audiobooks because I am an intelligent human being. Okay.
Huh?
Huh? I do use it to text my friends a lot. So I am on several WhatsApp groups, but even like Instagram and social media, I will sometimes go online, post my content, and then like not even look at who looked at it or anything. It's just kind of like now sort of a place where I just store it's like a little collection of things that I decided to post that day. And that's
Yeah.
kind of like how I've left it. And then I have one group chat on Instagram that I've been in for 8 years. And that is a video chat and we just talk every single day. We've been doing that for 8 years. And that's the only way I use Instagram now. Like I think I've kind of like boiled it back down to like the way that I used AIM when I was
Mm.
younger is that sort of the same way. And I guess I use unfortunately threads like my OA message. And that's like kind of it, right? And like I have been trying more and more to like do life outside of all of this, like I think I've told you before that like one of my favorite things to do is put on music, and my husband and I play board games like nerds, and we just listen to music in the living room and drink chai while the kids are just like sitting around us. Sometimes they play with us, sometimes they don't. But it is like nice to go back to like the basics of like human interaction, which sounds so dumb, but I do think it's really important to talk about, because the other thing that's happening online, Raheel, which social media is really bad now, is the abundance of AI slop.
So bad.
Oh, brother. Oh my God. Are you getting AI slop on YouTube? What's going on over there? What's
So,
happening on the YouTube short scene? Are you seeing
so
videos of dumplings talking to each other?
I don't get dumplings talking to each other. What I get is I watch like a lot of old like sports highlights and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
So now they just have like fake highlights. Like they'll just have like fake, and I'm just like, why? Who
Why did
like
why did you do this? Yeah.
why did we use like 60,000 gallons of water for this fake? And it's not like it like the ball isn't doesn't look like it's going into the net or anything like that. It's just, why did we do this? We have actual sports.
Yes, that's happening where people are like, what if LeBron James did this amazing thing that Michael Jordan did in the 1990s? Well, AI made a video of it. And you're like,
Yeah.
but why do I need to see that? Why can't I
Yeah.
just appreciate Michael Jordan for who he was, or like LeBron James for who he is, right? Like why do I need to imagine this made up world where now LeBron James is doing Michael Jordan moves in 1993? It's weird. It's weird. It's freaking me out, and I really hate it. And real, what's really driving me crazy is that a lot of people we know and are related to are totally cool with it, and nobody thinks it's strange. I'm like, is this not strange to you?
I have started getting now with the hornier guys in my brown men's groups. Like they are
No.
sharing like Twitter and Instagram stuff of like AI girls. Like that is,
Oh.
and it's just, and have you seen like how many like AI MAGA influencers there are? And they're all these
Yes.
all these old dudes are just
Yes.
commenting on it and stuff like that. And it's just like, hey man, like there have been actual brave women doing this work for decades on the internet. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing?
What are we doing? We're literally stripping people of like, I don't want to be like one of those people that's like, we need to preserve the arts, but we do need to preserve the arts. We're
Yeah.
literally removing human existence from this, right? And I sound like such a people get off my like hey, you kids get off my lawn type of an old person, but I don't like the way it's affecting the kids. I don't like the way it's affecting the adults around us. Like it's really bumming me out.
More than
And
the
it's
kids, I'm
making
worried about the
everybody,
elderly.
the elderly are getting dumb as rocks. And you know what? I feel like kids are smarter than us sometimes. Like there are times that my kids will see something and go, that's obviously AI, right? Like it's
Yeah.
so obvious to my like 9 and 12-year-old. Like, yeah, no, that's AI slop. And Noah especially, he's like, that's AI slop. And he gets really righteous about it. He's like, I don't want to see that, right? But there's times that even my sweet, perfect, lovely husband will send me something and I'm like, how fucking dare you, sir? You can't see that that's AI. He's like, whatever, it's funny. I'm like, no, it's not. There's funnier people. There's funny people
Yeah.
in this house right now. How dare you?
Actual human beings. Yeah.
Actual human beings. And I think we're disconnecting from like human existence. So there was this person that talked about I posted it on my personal Instagram, and it kind of sparked a conversation with like a lot of different people that I knew. And the funny thing is most of the people that responded positively to this were women, because I think women are more concerned about holding on to human interaction because we actually benefit from
Huh. Can I
sisterhood.
just say? Can I just say something?
Yeah.
Every time you say, and I never push back because I'm spineless. Every time you say that women are the only ones that care about the
I
future of
didn't say the
humanity,
only
but
ones. I said
it's
women are
almost
more concerned. I
every
didn't
it's
say only.
every
Don't
si-
put fucking
eh,
words in my mouth. I'm depressed.
the sentiment that women alone are the only ones that care about humanity,
Uh,
and that men are just. Oh, are you there? Yeah.
I lost you
That,
for a second. Yeah.
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 That men are just vultures that want to, suck up everything, suck the teat of the world or whatever. I understand why you
You
feel.
literally just told me that your human friends are sharing porn bots from AI porn bots. Okay.
They're not porn
So
bots. They are MAGA influencers that are.
sexy MAGA
Sex-
influencers? No, thank you. That's a step away from a porn bot. Okay. Please. But
I'm
it
sure.
was listen,
Yeah,
let me
sorry. Go ahead.
finish my thought.
Yeah.
So there is so obviously we knew that like Instagram, TikTok, all these things, especially I'd say in 2020, it was very exciting because it was like, oh, we're getting different kinds of content. People are so funny. You're getting to know all these different types of people. Obviously, TikTok was really important for like Gaza. A lot of people learned about what was going on with Black people in America. They learned about like marginalized people. It was a really important place for people to be able to see other human interaction. And what did the conservatives of the world decide? They said, what if we saturate the internet with a bunch of bullshit? And also, before we saturate the internet with a bunch of bullshit, let's also commodify everything. So let's just make everything a marketing tool. And so for I'd say the last especially 3 years, like I'd say 2023 to 2026, you cannot go on Instagram, Threads, YouTube, TikTok. I don't know. I've not been on Snapchat in a long time. But like Facebook, you can't go on any of those apps without being inundated with ads. Inundated
Mhm.
with ads. If it's not content that is exclusively written as an ad, every recommendation that comes online from anybody nowadays is usually driven by some sort of a method to make money, right? And like that is also full disclosure coming from a person who has a podcast where I also have ads, right?
Mhm.
Like, I don't need you to buy anything from me. Like the Patreon exclusives, they got some darkness today.
Oh yeah, nobody wanted that.
I feel like everything is a way to make money nowadays, right?
Mhm.
It's like this idea of like, how do we make more capital for people? How do we create everything into a labor force? And essentially, what we've done with social media is now social media is a labor force because it is a means to make money for some other company. And it's sold to you like, oh no, you're also going to make money, but also you have to keep making money. Like one of my friends, really good friends, is a weight loss, body positivity influencer,
Mhm.
and she has over 1 million followers. And the thing is, she makes a fuck ton of money every single month, but also everything is relying on her, right? So she doesn't have health
Yeah.
insurance. She has to pay for that out of pocket. She's got 2
Jesus.
kids, right? So like now you're in a situation where you're tied to social media. Yes, you're making a lot of money, but if you stop working, if you stop being online, that's it. Your money's cut off. Like you're done, right? So there's like that part of it. But the other thing that now has happened is that all over TikTok and Instagram, there are people that are essentially creating scripts that they are sending to random small accounts to try to get them to just repeat the script. And if you repeat the script, you get paid like, 5 cents or whatever. And it's the same script and it's the same script and it's the same information and it ultimately usually leads to like swipe up and buy this like supplement or whatever. So it started with that. And then what they started doing is they started taking actual people's accounts, actual influencers' accounts, and just replacing their face with like an AI image and a new AI person. And they use that to sell stuff. And now what they're selling is coaching. And guess who? Now you want to talk about, oh, men? Guess who's running this shit? It's a bunch of men, a bunch of young guys that are
Uh-huh.
running these tech groups where they coach young people how to use large language models to create and grok to create AI accounts using usually women, black women's faces, queer people's faces, all AI to sell supplements. So all they have to do is create these accounts and make up these people online, these AI slot bots, and target it to old people, poor people, sick people. A lot of the targeting goes to, unfortunately, parents of children who have cancer. And because they're desperate, because they need something. And a lot of it is wellness industry, especially now that RFK Jr. is running shit. The wellness industry kind of has like free range to sell whatever the hell they want. So all these people are now getting on top of it, but all they're doing is sitting in their little rooms, going on Chat GPT, coming up with a script, going to Grok. Grok makes them a video, publishes a whole bunch of shit, and then you just throw it on TikTok and you let people fall for it and they buy shit off of TikTok shop. And essentially what's happening is like it starts with a script, then it starts with stealing your face, and then they're basically using your likeness to sell shit to another person. And it completely detaches us from human interaction. It completely ties us down to like it's like it's like digital, it's like digital. I don't want to say like a lot of them are using black women. It's digital blackface. Like it's
Yeah.
basically them making up fake black people to sell product. And it it really bummed me out because I posted about it and a bunch of people were like, yeah, but I have to like, use AI at work. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I also, unfortunately, because I work in corporate America, I am being now graded for how much AI I use, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's also frustrating. But it's like, of course, I think that that is like a separate thing. But like the way that it's being used on social media, it's just sucking the humanity out of what we were doing like in 2020. Like in
Yeah.
2020 when we were all locked down, we were like, "Oh man, all we can do is communicate with each other on these phones."
Yeah.
And then they were like, "What if we use that to make money? Everybody's home. Let's sell some shit." And it's just like bumming me out. And a lot of the people that gave me pushback about like the dangers of AI, unfortunately, were men.
Yeah.
Men were like, but I really like it when the conservative girl with tits comes and talks to me about Obamacare being so dangerous. Nobody said that to me, but I'm
Yeah.
imagining that's what.
By the way, what man is this that you're imagining?
No,
This
I
is a
didn't. Those
misogynist
are,
man with okay.
yeah, yeah. It's your friends who are
And they talk
going
like
in.
that?
Yeah, they do. And deep down inside, they do.
Oh man. I don't know.
So I don't know. So that's bumming me out. So I'm trying to get off the internet a little bit, trying to do more real life shit. Literally touching grass for heal. Now you're a jaunter. You love a
I am a
jaunt.
jaunter. Yes.
You are a jaunter, and I do have to give it up to you. Also, I know you like to be, and I told you so ass bitch,
Mm.
early adopter of no social media.
Mm.
Don't want to be online. Now, your reason for not wanting to be online was more sinister, I would say, right?
What does that mean? Sinister.
It's so that you could stay off the radar. Am I right?
Absolutely not. I was on Facebook for about I think a week and a half. The first thing I remember is my friend signed me up for MySpace. A friend that I
Oh,
used to work with at Staples, yeah, and he signed me up for MySpace. And it's actually interesting. He wanted to do an internet radio show with me. This is back in like 2005. He bought equipment and everything, and we sat in his apartment and we tried to record an episode, and we just couldn't get started. But he connected me to MySpace, and I like, he was like, he was my friend and whoever, Tom or whatever. And then I was like, oh, maybe this is something that I'll build out. And then I was too busy for it. Then I
mhm.
signed up for Facebook, and I was on Facebook for I want to say like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And immediately I felt a lot of pressure about being funny on Facebook. And I was like, you know what,
Oh,
man, like it is hard enough to be me in real life, like just to be a person in the world. Like I don't need a second life out there also to like portray this other version of me. And I was
wow.
just like, you know what, I'm getting off of this right now. And then I did. I mean, there have been times in the past, like I'll say like probably around like 20, probably like between 2012 and like 2016, I did kind of feel like, hey, I may be missing out on the conversation a little bit, right? Like you definitely feel that. And then I think when you see what like what Instagram is like, and immediately like when all my friends were on Instagram, and even when I had an Instagram, I never posted or anything like that. Like there is this, it is, you can get lost in it, and you can be like, oh, I'm learning about people, I'm learning about the world or whatever. But I just never did it, and I'm glad I didn't, because it would 100% consume me, and I know that because I have an addictive personality. That's just the way I roll. So.
Yeah, and I think maybe that's some of, like, that like, I didn't do, like, a full detox, like, I was still online in the last,
Mhm,
like, 2 weeks, but it was this feeling of, like, "Don't I feel so much better not doing this thing?" Right?
mhm,
Like, and then it's like a you kind of have to, like, grieve it a little bit too because you're like, "Well, I've been on this for so long." Like, I literally found my husband on the internet. Like, it's it is you do sort of feel, like, attached to it a little bit, but then
yeah.
you go, the internet when I found my husband on it was a very different time.
Yeah, it's so funny that both of you were on Christian Mingle that one time, and you found your
Farmers only.
yeah.
Um, yeah, and like I think it's okay to say like this thing that served me before no longer serves me, and I think that's got to be like okay, you know.
Yeah. But I also think when you met your husband online, that was also a different time, right? Like that was you. I don't think you guys, there was like anonymity in it or whatever. But now it's just like I'm assuming when you're meeting somebody online, you're meeting their online version. I don't know how different that person usually is from the actual person. I haven't had that experience because I haven't really met people
Mhm.
from the internet that much.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'd imagine you have, like, how different is that experience? Is it usually like disappointing? Is it just like how does that
I, as you know, am a big proponent of making friends online. And that's the other thing that's really hard for me right now, right? Of like me sitting here shitting on the internet because but like all most of my best friends in real life, a lot of them I meet online. Ooh,
happen?
you dropped it. Arthi.
No,
Arthi is a friend I made
I was gonna
online.
say all the lovely people listening to this, right, are lovely
All the lovely
people.
people who listen to
I
this are
just
my
we
friends online. We
spent
just shit on
45
all of them. We're like,
45 minutes.
The
Yeah,
internet.
you nameless, faceless blobs. Get out of my
Oh,
face. You're
oh my
probably AI.
no, 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 we love them.
I
We
think
love them
I
so
think that's
much.
what you said.
Yeah, I said that right after you said, "Ooh, I love horny conservative bots on X." That's what you said. And you said, and I call it X because what's Twitter anyway? That's not what
Yeah.
it's called. I call it X for my Lord and Savior, Elon Musk. That's what you said. I remember you said it was on record. Anyway, um, I most of my friends I have met online. I actually like have very good experiences with meeting people online. But I also think, and again, like I don't know how to say this without sounding like a dick. I also think that I have the emotional intelligence to like navigate these things a little differently than a lot of the people that I know. Like I have friends that are dating right now in their 40s after being they're single after a long time.
Mhm.
And some of the trust that they put into these strangers, I'm like, why would you ever do that? You know, you go like, how are you so trusting of these people on the internet? And then you realize like, well, a lot of these people are just discovering so much of the internet now, but I've been online for a really long time. It's like I've been chronically online since I was 12 years old probably.
Yeah.
I'm 41. And so, like, I think my experience with it is a little bit different. Whereas, like, our mom's generation, like, these boomers got on Facebook like
Ooh.
15 years ago, right? Or like young people, I always say this, we are literally sharing the internet with people who charge their devices in their parents' bedrooms. Like, those are the people that we're sharing the internet with. You have young people who are literally born 15 years ago, right? So you have this, like, suddenly this rush of people who, like, are not as chronically online and are not as savvy online than
Mhm.
a lot of people, but I also think the internet is not made for savvy people. I think the internet and social media benefit off of the people like our mom and her friends or my kids and their friends, you know?
And speaking of her mom and AI slop, she
Oh my
listens to
god.
like this old, like she listens to this old dude who's just always crying about whatever.
Mhm.
And I was like looking at her YouTube list or whatever, and this guy He had it's like an old guy. He's like an old Pakistani guy with like a beard or whatever, and he's always just like screaming about culture or whatever. And the thumbnail was like an AI generated picture of him like muscular, and it said Gen Z versus Gen Alpha. I guess that's what the lecture was about. And I was just like, oh man, what are you what are you doing? Please stop. And then
And
she's
by
like,
the way, yeah, go ahead.
and then she goes, people are calling me all the time and they offer me money. I'm like, dude, please do not answer. We're gonna be so poor.
She's about to sell you off to somebody. You're gonna get sold off.
I probably will.
And you know
And
what?
I'll
I think
do
you'd
it.
be really, and you'd be so excited.
I'll go with it.
So,
Like, all right.
you'd be so excited for the journey. You'd be like, you
I
know
would
what?
be.
This is an adventure. It's
Yeah.
fine. Anyway, listen. Let's wrap up our depression with some other shit, okay? I do want to talk a little bit about the fact that this past weekend, was the Independence Day of Pakistan and of India. And I
hmm
wanted to ask you, because we've talked about July 4th and how that makes us feel. How does Pakistan Independence Day make you feel on August
Um,
14th every year?
I'm always aware of it. I like whenever August 14th is coming up. Like
Mhm.
I am always aware that it's a thing that's happening. Did I partake in any festivities this year? No, not at all. Did I watch anything special? I didn't. I'm always like when it's August 14th, it's a day. It is a day.
Mhm.
But I think about it, and I mean, in terms of like Pakistan, India, or whatever, right? I don't know how much ownership we can have over Pakistan, considering we never lived in that country. But
Mhm.
I still very much identify myself as a Pakistani, and I
Yeah.
am as a Pakistani,
Ugh.
and as a Pakistani, and and when August 14th comes around, I'm happy, and like when people wish me happy Independence Day, I say it back to them. That's it. How do you feel?
And then how do you feel on India's Independence Day?
Usually when my friends wish me happy Independence Day, I say it was yesterday. But that was it. I don't feel like a certain way about it. But kind of being in Central Jersey, you do see like this past weekend, I saw a family outside of Quick Check. They were getting back into their cars, and
Mhm.
they were all like these young girls, and they were wearing Pakistan cricket shirts, and it made me
And so
happy.
you oh, I was gonna say, so then you hate crimed.
So
You just
I
yelled at
mowed them
them.
down.
You just
I mowed them down. I said, "This is not my
you said,
America."
"Get out of my country. This is not my America." Put
Yeah,
on your Italian jerseys like you're meant to.
yeah.
Um, that's interesting. Have always had very complex relationship with being Pakistani. I always say that I am Pakistani. I always say if someone says, "Oh, where's your family from? Where's your background?" I say my parents are from Pakistan. I try not to say that I am Pakistani because, like I said, I don't necessarily feel connected to it the way that I feel like I feel like a fraud a little bit when I say it because I've, like you said, we've never lived there. But I
Mhm.
also think there's so much of like Pakistani culture that is like woven into our lives. Like
Yeah.
growing up with like Pakistani pop music, or even as adults now, my kids listen to like Coke Studio. My kids love being Pakistani. They love talking about being Pakistani. And I am married to a man who was born in Pakistan and lived there for 10 years. Like my father in law was in the Pakistani army. So there's a little bit more like attachment with my in laws. But I always feel like for us, for our family, so much of like our dad's story didn't start in mainland Pakistan, right?
No.
Our dads and our entire dad's side of the family, their story started in India, and they stayed in that side of the world for a long time. And they didn't. And then even when our dad was in Pakistan, he was only there for a short time. He immediately went to Saudi. So I think
Mhm.
like because even like growing up, our parents would do that thing where like if our dad like saw one guy from Bangladesh, he was like, I'm immediately gonna talk to you in Bangla, right? Or if he saw
Yeah.
like a Saudi or an Arab, he'd be like, I'm immediately gonna talk to you in Arabic, right? Or like our mom, when she goes and meets somebody who speaks Punjabi, she like loves to talk to them in Punjabi, but then she'll switch over to like a Bihari accent when she talks to like people from India or Bihar or anything. So like we are raised by people who are very used to like code switching. And so lately I've been thinking a lot more in my deep thoughts of humanity. I've been thinking a lot more about like how as our parents get older, and I wish that we had done more of this with like our dad when he was still like more available to us, but like as our parents get older, they're getting sucked into watching these dumb fucking AI slap videos. And it might just be important to be like, hey, can you put your phone down and just like talk to me about what it was like growing up? Because I do worry, like, with my kids, they don't speak Urdu, and we've tried it with them, and they're just little butt heads and they have no interest in it at all, even though they like the music and stuff. But like I feel like there's parts of the culture that, like, I don't know, this weekend more so I felt like there were parts of the culture that I feel that I need to be trying to hold on to more. Like it's like I'm so disheartened by everything that has happening in like the last few years, of like how everything is like capitalized consumption and like made for money making and like instant gratification, that we're almost losing the like human connection. And it kind of is making me sad. And I'm kind of like hoping that I can do more of like sitting with like even my father-in-law's family or like our mom and like have her talk more about these things. Or like I would love if somebody in Pakistan, like, we always talk about this in our family, our nana, like our mom's dad, he wrote a lot of journals and he wrote a lot of letters. Like I would love for somebody to like catalog them so that we could see them and read them. Like I would love that, because I would love to know more of that story, because I think it's so important, because it's not that far removed from us. Like we knew people that our dad was literally born during partition.
Mhm.
So
So,
those are some of the thoughts that I've been having.
so you're in luck. Actually, this past weekend, our mother showed me letters that our grandfather, her father, has sent us, me and you, in
Mhm.
the summer before he passed away,
Yeah.
because we had sent him letters and then he sent letters back. So, and then so when I do get her attention and I try to talk to her, and I have been asking her more and more, just kind of trying
Yeah.
to get to like the bottom of like she's in this like this ultra like Pakistan like political thing right now, where
Mhm.
she's constantly thinking about what's happening in Pakistan. She's constantly thinking about what's happening with Imran Khan, which I think is something that I have seen happen with a lot of people of a certain age. Actually, maybe not even a certain age, like people our age also are
Mhm.
really kind of into that thing, right? And I think there's like the reasons for it are, I think there's a certain level of guilt of
Mhm.
us living here,
Mhm.
while knowing that there's a country over there, whatever. But anyways, the I've been talking to her about like why she cares so much, right? And she's told me stories about like, I still feel very proud of like the place that I grew up in. Like the
Mhm.
place in like the 60s and the 70s. And she didn't have like the she didn't have like the loveliest childhood by any
Yeah.
means.
No.
She had like a pretty challenging childhood. But she tells me about like how much hope they had as young people, right? I don't wanna cause you to go into a further spiral or whatever, but when our dad was better,
Yeah.
um, I did have a lot of conversations with him about that stuff. Specifically
Can
about
you write it down?
I may have recorded it on a phone. I may
Oh,
have
you
a I may have a story of you being born on my phone
did.
that he told me. Yeah.
Oh
Um
no, I'm gonna
Now here's the
cry.
thing. That phone was like 4 phones ago. I still have the phone. I need to find it, and I need to make sure that I upload it. Anyways, that exists. When I asked him about like, he's a big Bhutto guy,
Yeah.
right? And so when he was better, I mean, when he was getting a little bit,
Mhm.
loony patoony, I used to talk to him a lot about that stuff, about like, hey, tell me about like what you were thinking about, because he would still stay in touch with his friends, like his college friends or whatever, and they were these, they were students. And
Mhm.
Bhutto was a big guy for them because he was like he was a socialist basically, and they really liked that thing, and they were so like when he was hung, and when Zaya came in, and when that whole thing kind of changed to more of like a Islamic Republic of Pakistan
Mhm.
type of deal, that's when a lot of them, like, that's when our dad left. Like he
Yeah. He
left
was
and
like,
said
"No
he
thanks."
he said no. I
So,
need to see.
whoa.
I need to see some shoulders. So he moved to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. He said, ladies, show me your gams. And then he went to Saudi and he said, uh-oh,
Whoopsies.
whoopsies. Should have went to the Emirates. My bad. Um,
uh, so yeah,
yeah.
so that stuff. I don't know. I mean, I agree with you in terms of like the history of Pakistan and all those things. I don't think we can own any of that stuff. Like growing up, like I used to have all this pride in like Rashid Minhas and stuff like that. Even Rashid Minhas, I would
Yeah,
not
of
cross
course.
the border. This plane, this plane would not cross the border.
There's like
Anyways,
4 Pakistanis who listen to this podcast are gonna be like, oh yeah, we
yeah.
all know about the Rashid Minhas lore.
But I feel really good about being in touch with Pakistani pop culture because to me there is something about Pakistani people being just the coolest people in the world and just the fucking funniest people in the world.
Mhm,
And like not in an actual cool way, but but in like a real cool way. Like it's
mhm.
not like, just like assholes in the best sort of way. I love them so much, and I feel a lot of connection to that with the Pakistani pop culture stuff. So that's what
Yeah,
when I think about it positively, that's what I'm thinking about.
it's like it's stuff like, when sometimes and this again, this is like some of my favorite parts of the internet is like when Black Twitter or Black Threads activates, it is like the
Mhm.
funniest shit in the world, right?
Yeah,
Because there is this thing about like, man, shit is so fucking hopeless that you have to find ways to find humor
yeah,
in every single thing, right? And they just have like a way of bringing humor to everything. And I'm going to say like Pakistanis are very similar in that way because we're like, shit's pretty bad. It's been bad since the country was made. So we're just going to like make the best of it and be silly as shit, right? Like, and it is really silly. Like, my stupid husband, I told him to stop sending me AI stuff. So now he sends me like these Pakistani husband comedian memes. And unfortunately, they're hilarious. They're
you
so
know what's
funny.
you know what's like a really like nice light in the middle of a really dark time is anytime Pakistan and India are at war.
Mhm.
Like X or Twitter or whatever, like the Indian side is always so frustrated with the Pakistani side because like the Indian side rightfully like their thing is Pakistan is broke, they
Yeah.
have no money,
Yeah.
and everything is shit. And then the Pakistani comments are like, "Oh, you're telling us that we're broke? We
Yeah.
know that we're broke."
We're
And they're
aware.
just yeah, and so there's like everything rubs off of Pakistanis, which is like I don't know. I find it charming. I'm
And
fucking
I
charmed by
also,
Pakistanis every time I see them.
yeah, and I do want to say, ugh, like, I can't believe I'm going to say it, you're going to love it. But I'm also grateful that I live in a place where, like, I can have these, like, existential, like, crisis, deep introspection about myself of, like, am I Pakistani? Am I
Mhm.
Pakistani enough? Am I Indian enough? Like, am I missing parts of my story? Because, like, I live the comfort where I can think about, like, how do I preserve these tales from my ancestors, right? Like, I
Yeah.
don't have to worry about other things. I mean, I do have to worry about other things. The lettuce is killing us. So there is that. But I, I'm grateful that I live in a
We're
place where
shitting
I
ourselves
can.
to death.
I would hate to go buy lettuce.
You know, two people actually died. And yeah, two people actually died of that virus, right?
We can't
And the
talk. We can't make fun about it
unfortunate
anymore.
and the unfortunate thing is like they are, like the first two people that died of coronavirus. You go, okay, well, they're the first two people that died of coronavirus. Everybody knows that these two poor people died out of shitting themselves to death. Like it was death by diarrhea, which is wild and sad.
It is terrible. It makes me sad. It makes me worried for myself, but also like I need more fiber. I bought some lettuce this weekend and it was lettuce grown in like a greenhouse and like a small farm here somewhere. So I was like, okay, I feel hopefully it'll do something. Anyway, wrapping up the chat about nationalities. X interrupted in anger after Mamdani calls himself Indian American. Your favorite website. So Zoran, our beloved Kwame Mamdani, said, "Today I was back in Floral Park at Queens India Day Parade, this time as the first Indian American mayor of New York City. It was an experience I will never forget." And then he wrote this whole thing about Happy Independence Day and all that stuff to India. And people are dumb as hell. They said, "I'm confused. I thought Zoran was Muslim." Another guy said, Indian American? Bro, how many nationalities do you take on for votes? Someone else said, Indian American, I thought you were half Muslim and half Indian. Somebody said, this man changes his identity. Ugandan, Indian, Muslim, American, biggest con job ever. And somebody said, you're everything but an American. Puke emoji, puke emoji, puke emoji. And then they said, and most of these Indians, except for Indian Muslims, hate you for your Islamo-fascist ideas. Well, that one. You are a real pandering dipshit. You should start saying that to me. You're a real pandering dipshit. Um anyway, so people are being totally cool about people about Zoran still to this day. Just this weekend, I think they had like a somebody was they were like a there was like a protest outside of Gracie Mansion, a bunch of people telling him to go back to his country. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. Things are totally normal
He,
around
did you
here.
see he made it overseas? Our boy. I mean, I know. Listen, I hesitate to say this because I know you're a fan, but Netanyahu put up billboards in Israel of like the Irani regime, and then he threw our boy Zoran in there also. Zoran is like part of the yeah, so he's made it overseas. He is that popular. Zoran went through, I think, since
Oh,
we last spoke.
he is. Look at
Yeah,
that.
yeah, he made it. He made it. Good for him. I think he went through, at least in the conservative news, he went through like at least like I think through like a rough patch in the last 2 weeks or whatever. But it's all like bullshit. Like they keep trying to say like, oh, his that tax that I can't ever pronounce, the PITA, the like the not not the PITA, the one about like the houses over $5 million.
Oh, pied a terre, you
Yeah,
dumbass.
I did not take French.
Okay.
I
You
think
kept
there's been a
saying
lot of
PETA,
back.
and I was like, bread? The anti-animal abuse organization?
Epstein.
Oh, yeah.
Um, so yeah, he went through all that, but he's just the coolest.
He's the brightest light that we have, unfortunately, right now. Now, are you excited about Abdul El Sayed?
I'm very excited about him.
Yeah, he seems like a
I
good guy.
He's very quick on his feet. You see the thing that he said about Donald Trump?
Mhm.
I mean, he said many
Mhm.
things about Donald Trump.
Can we talk about the fact that he's a cutie patootie?
Can we talk about the fact that he got in shape and he wears muscle neck V necks or
Whoa!
muscle
I'm
t
like,
shirts?
cool it, buddy. Aren't you married?
He is
Is he
married.
married?
Yeah, he's got 2 daughters too.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, he did get caught. And he's a doctor? Get
Hmm.
out of here.
And a Rhodes
He
Scholar.
a Rhodes Scholar? He
Yeah,
really is something, huh? And a babe.
and a babe.
And a
Speaking of
babe.
babes, did you see
Mhm.
John Ossoff? He's coming on strong, and he's coming on strong on me, if you know what I mean. There was a speech that he made last night where he's calling out Trump, and I mean, listen, I know he's from Georgia, but he's like really turning up the twang.
Oh my god, have you seen this is from like 2020 or 2021. There was just like a clip of him walking through like the Georgia's house or the
Yeah,
Capitol or whatever. And he just like walks through and he takes off his or he puts on his glasses. He's like walking through and putting on his spectacles.
yeah.
But somebody slowed it down. I was like, "Oh my lord. Good heavens."
Not the vapors.
Yeah, no, he's very hot. Do you think that he would do well as a presidential nominee? I don't think so because he's Jewish and people would not be nice to him.
I would really hope that he runs, and I would hope that he does well, because I think we need good candidates. I think we need good Jewish candidates. Like I
Yes.
think having a Jewish person like that in the spotlight is important, and I think it's important, obviously for obviously against like the Nazi crowd or whatever. But I think some of that is needed now within Democratic circles, also, right? Like it's okay to come out and say that as well, because they are. I've been seeing more and more Jewish people kind of like with their necklaces and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
you go like, I understand it, and it's totally cool. And like that's the way that it should be. Like people should they shouldn't have to like. And I'm not saying that they do have to because like honestly, we understand why it's as bad as it is, and it's because of
Mhm.
one stupid fucking country,
Mhm.
right? So, but yeah, long story short, yes, I would like for him to run, and I would
I
like
would
for him
love
to
for
do
him to
well.
run.
Yeah.
I would love for him to run. I would love for him to do well. I do unfortunately believe that there is too much anti-Semitism in this country for him to get very far. That would
Mhm.
it's unfortunately like the reality of things is whether it is from truly from the far left or it is from the far right, there's a lot of anti-Jewish sentiment in this country. So that would be a bummer. But vice president, hello. He's very good looking. Anyway, that's it for this chat. Real, did you see the Odyssey? You did.
I did. I had a great
We
time.
haven't talked about that. We
We have
haven't talked
not.
about the Odyssey. We haven't talked about the fact that our very good friend Imran Jahan made that movie called Mustache that is now available for streaming everywhere.
I
You
have to
can go
watch
and
it.
rent it or buy it. I bought it on like 4 different platforms because I was like, please take my money. But hopefully if you watch it, we can get our friend Imran to come and talk about the movie as well. Cause I got a chance to go to the screening
Ooh,
and
that's
I
right.
didn't even talk about this on the podcast.
Oh.
Who sat behind me, Raheel? Please tell them.
Mrs. Kwame Mamdani.
Yeah, that's right. Rama. Razaran's wife was sitting right behind me, and I was listening to see if she has a sense of humor. And she does, guys, because she laughed at all the right parts. Every time there was something funny happening, I was like, ah, did you get it? And then she was laughing, and I was like, okay, great. She clocked it. And it was magical. And she was lovely and very, very nice. So I want to talk about that movie. We owe our patrons from Patreon
A
a
lot of money.
lot of House of Dragon content.
A
And
lot.
guess what, guys?
You ain't getting it.
No, you are gonna get it. We're gonna talk about
No.
the no, we
Why
do.
do we
We
have
we
to do
must.
this
We
shit
must.
show?
It's
This
gonna
is a
turn into
terrible
no,
season.
listen to me. Listen. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. Okay, programming update, real quick. We are gonna talk about House of Dragon. The first 3 episodes were amazing. The rest of the season was very, very bad. But we are gonna just have a quick chat about the rest of House of the Dragon. We'll release that this week. And then I would like to do a discussion about the Odyssey.
I would love to do that. Let's just talk about the Odyssey.
No, how
Let's,
about this? We'll talk about House of Dragon for like 15 minutes and then we'll
yeah.
talk about the Odyssey.
Yeah,
How
there
about
we
that?
go.
I
That
think that
works.
that works out better because the Odyssey, uh, guys, Christopher Nolan really knows what he's doing.
That guy's good.
He's
That
good. He's like really good. IMAX, no IMAX, whatever. And
no.
you know what? You know what else I watched? I watched this. I've been watching so many movies in the movie theater. I watched The Odyssey. I watched Mustache. I watched the Spider-Man movie. I watched The End of Oak Street. That's 4 movies in 2 weeks.
It's a lot of movies.
And you know what? It has been making me very happy. And it has been making me feel like a different experience than staying at home and watching TV at home.
I should go watch the movies with you guys because you do have like a nice family, nice outing. Now, one thing you've never invited me, not even as to say "jute mu," is some Pakistani for you, some Urdu for you. "Jute mu" is a liar's mouth.
You haven't even invited me with a liar's mouth. I haven't, and I won't.
What the
Because
hell?
read over here. How about this? How about I'm tired of asking and getting rejected every
That's
time.
not true at all. You go at like 2 p.m. I'm sorry, I have to take care of our father.
Yeah, you should come watch more movies with us because we have a very good time. And that little Noe, he's hilarious. He claps during movies. He hoots and hollers.
You
He
call
is
him
very
also?
fun.
Oh, did he get
Huh?
it?
Huh?
Do you make sure that he understands the humor, just like Rama?
Oh, yeah, no, but he gets it. He's funnier than anybody we know. So, yeah, I've been watching a lot more movies and I feel like that's also helping. So, Nicole Kidman is correct. We come to this place for magic and it's working.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You know what else we
so
didn't talk about?
what?
Sophie Cunningham. But I guess we're just not going to talk
No, we
about
talked about her before. She can get fucked. Who cares? Who cares? We talked about her. She's a transphobic piece of shit. And I'm so glad that everybody is on her ass. And I love that every single time she's playing a game, there's somebody in the very first few rows being like, trans kids matter, trans women matter.
Obviously, we don't have to talk about it right now. At some point, we should talk about that thing only because like there's a lot of like if you don't really watch sports news or whatever, but like it's again broken containment, especially the thing that happened with her and Dejanay Carrington, which by the way, about a
Mhm.
hat tip to me, like I told you as bitch, like I talked about Dejanay Carrington like a week before that whole thing happened, and by the
I
way, if
know.
anybody's so
Yeah.
attractive.
So attractive.
But I think that kind of both sides of that. One side is just you go, oh man, like this is actually uglier than I had anticipated. Like once those stories kind of break containment, but then on the other side, like the coach of the Indiana Fever is an awesome woman. She is like
Mhm.
incredible. She's like
Mhm.
defending all these other people. So she's awesome. The coach of the Lynx, the coach of there's like so many amazing actual people that come out of it on the other side also. So we don't have to talk about it right now, but we should talk about it at
Well,
some
I
point.
think the issue that happens a lot, and I think that it's people's the audaciousness with which people approach women online, right? Or how women are spoken about online. And you could see that with the way that people are responding to the Dejanay Carrington and Sophie Cunningham thing. You can see it just in general about how WNBA players are spoken about or how women athletes are spoken about. And we're also seeing it with like how people are addressing how Ariana Grande's been looking lately, right? There is a way that the internet approaches women a lot of times, even on this podcast. Sometimes you say something crazy, but people get mad at me
What did I
even though
say?
I'm not the person who says it,
What
because
did I
I'm a
say that
woman.
was crazy?
You know the thing about X and how you love Elon and all that stuff. Anyway, no, but, like, I think that there is like, even Donnie and Chelsea have pointed this out. They have a podcast together, but people are more likely to say something hateful to Chelsea than they are to
Yeah.
Donnie, even though Donnie has some of the craziest takes in the world. So, like, there is an ease with which we, on the internet, are talking about women, and I think, you know what? To go back to my earlier point, that's why the internet is bumming me out because it
Yeah.
just feels every day more and more toxic. It's like we're like taking the fun and the whimsy out of it. We're taking the human connection out of it, and now we're just like commodified everything. And unfortunately, because women are the targets of a lot of the stuff, and it's a bummer. So, we'll pick this back up next time we all talk. I guess we'll talk about it when we talk about House of Dragon. How about that?
Yeah.
Because
There you go.
that show was stupid.
There you go.
It pissed me off. There you go. Anyway, I'll also be back later this week to talk about The Valley. I did a crossover episode. It'll be out on Wednesday
What's
with
the
a new
valley?
podcast. The Valley is a television show on the Bravos. Okay. Um, it's on Bravo. And it is a crossover episode I did with a new podcast of two Pakistani ladies, Shabnam and Homa. And it's called Chai After Dark. And so
Oh,
look out for that episode. The video of that will be on my Patreon. And Raheel, what was I just going to tell you? Damn it. What was it about? Shy After Dark. So there's a new Ultimate Girls Trip that's out right now. And I always try to get you to watch at least one of those episodes.
who's in it?
Those
Tell me who's in it.
Okay. I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure. Because I haven't started watching it yet. But it's a big deal because it is the 20th, it's like a 20th anniversary celebration of all of the housewives over the last 20 years. So I think the primary cast includes two of your favorites, um, Teresa Giudice, or no, sorry, Giselle Bryant, as you know, from Potomac,
I like her.
and,
She's
and,
very
Luann
attractive.
and Luann de Lesseps, the Countess.
I do like the Countess.
We love the Countess, okay?
Yeah.
The other people on it are Portia Williams, who you met on Traders this past season.
Oh, I mean,
Incredible.
I know who Portia is. She's
You know
very
who
attractive,
Portia is.
also. Yeah.
Kyle Richards, obviously, from Real
I don't care
Housewives of
for her.
Beverly Hills. We don't, nobody does. I don't care
Yeah.
for Kyle. You know why? Because she reminds me too much of myself. And your favorite, Vicky Gunvalson.
Oh.
And a new person that you've never met before. Her name is Lisa Barlow, and she is a Real Housewife of Salt Lake City. And she is kooky crazy. So they are the primary main cast, but like throughout the show, they are going and doing these trips and meeting with other people. The very first scene is with like Nene Leakes, who I think is one of the most like iconic people to come out of. I don't think Housewives would have been what it is without Nene. So it's it's some of that, and I'm gonna watch some of it and see if I could tap you into an episode or two.
I'm looking at pictures of this Lisa Barlow lady, and I would
Mhm.
sell our parents' house just to be with her. Just FYI, that's the kind of crazy 51-year-old I'm looking for.
Whoa! Okay, well, she's married to John Barlow. Okay, how
Who's
dare
John
you?
Barlow?
Her
Who's John Barlow?
husband. He's very
Okay.
handsome when he wears a backwards hat. Thank you.